Good morning, afternoon, and good evening to all the participants. I'm here to talk on impact evaluation of micronutrient supplementation on nutritional status of oxidative stress among the rural farm children in India. A quick introduction. Susceptibility to pesticide toxicity can be caused due to pesticide exposure itself and also by the nutritional status of the individual, that is the micronutrient deficiency. These two factors can actually increase the susceptibility to pesticide toxicity and also cause alterations in functioning of various biological systems in the human body. One of the main toxicity of the pesticide is inhibition of enzyme acetylcholinesterase, and it can also cause oxidative stress. In human body, oxidative stress is usually dealt with the first line of defense, that is the antioxidant enzymes. However, we are interested in the second line of defense, that is the antioxidant micronutrients. Some of the micronutrients, like some of the vitamins and minerals, are considered as the antioxidants in the body and they provide the protection against the oxidative stress. However, when there is a micronutrient deficiency, process can alter. And further, there are other key factors which are responsible for this susceptibility. One of the main factor is the age. Children are usually heavily exposed to the toxins because of their body size, their body physiology, and also the weaker immunity when compared to the adults, and they possess a greater risk of adverse health effects due to this pesticide exposure. Therefore, we hypothesize that improving the micronutrient status through a supplementation can possibly enhance the health status in these individuals. Also, the main objective of the study was to evaluate the micronutrient supplementation, the impact of these micronutrient supplementation on nutritional status and oxidative stress among these rural farm children. Specific objectives were framed to fulfill the hypothesis. We will just move on to the methodology. The ethical clearance and also the written consent were obtained from the participants before the commencement of the study. This intervention study was actually conducted in the Rangareddy district of Telangana state, which is in southern India. There were around 26 villages in this district, and only 2 villages which were randomly selected were actually included in the present study. The subjects were selected using a pre-tested questionnaire. Children who were involved in farming activities who were actually helping their parents during this farming activities or the cultivation, they were selected for the study, and then the children were actually categorized based on their age group. Totally 129 children were selected for the present study. After this, the blood samples were collected to analyze these following following parameters, that is the pesticide residues, vitamins A and E, various minerals, vitamin D levels, the enzyme levels of superoxide dismutase, acetylcholinesterase, catalase, reduced glutathione, and also the levels of lipid peroxidation. After this baseline study, the intervention study was conducted. Multivitamin and multi-mineral capsules were given for these children for about 30 days. And after that, the follow-up study was conducted with blood samples were again collected from the children and analysis of all these various biochemical parameters were repeated. And statistical analysis were applied to the data. The pesticide residues were represented as percentages, while the alterations in all the other biochemical parameters, the pre and post supplement analysis was conducted using the PET test. We just quickly see the results. These are the pesticide residues detected among the serum samples of the children age group 9 to 12. We can see that in the post-supplemented group, there are around 5 types of pesticide residues. However, in the post-supplementation group, there were only 2 kinds of pesticide residues. The same scenario followed in the respect to the 13 to 15 years age group children also. There were only 2 kinds of pesticide residues, that is chlorpyrifos or diazinon, found in the post-supplemented group. Further, with respect to the vitamin levels, there was a significant improvement in the vitamin E levels among the post-supplemented children and also improvement in copper, zinc, manganese and magnesium among the post-supplemented children when compared to the pre-supplemented children. Then coming to the other biochemical parameters, there was an improvement in some of the oxidative stress parameters like catalase and also lipid peroxidation and also ACE levels were altered in the post-supplemented groups. We can see that there were various positive or significant difference in the post-supplemented groups in both the age groups, that is 9 to 12 and 13 to 15 years age group. Supplementation thus can indicate that there was an enhanced or increased metabolism of these pesticide residues. There was, of course, an improved micronutrient status among the children, and also there was an improvement, a positive improvement seen in the ACH levels and few of the oxidative stress parameters. With these findings, we conclude that these vulnerable populations, that is the farming community, is in a need to have this proper nutrition. So this can actually be primarily be obtained using the diet. However, these kind of vulnerable groups can also be supplemented with a proper supplementation or in the form of a capsule. Also, during the epidemiological studies where they were conducted, there is only the assessment of the risk or the pesticide or the any chemical contaminant residues only. However, nutritional status of the individual is not taken into care. However, we encourage that nutritional status also plays an important role for the susceptibility of the individuals. These must be included as a very important parameter when the epidemiological studies are conducted, especially to understand the risk assessment in an individual or a group of population. Finally, we encourage that there must be another improved studies or to understand these intricate details of these mechanisms between these pesticide residues, micronutrients, and various cell parameters can be conducted to understand the mechanism in a better way. Further, I would like to acknowledge and thank all the participants, that is the farm children in the study. There was a great help and great cooperation from them, and I have personally learned a lot. I would also like to acknowledge this was my doctoral degree work, so I would like to acknowledge the fellowship received from UGC India, and this study was conducted in National Institute of Nutrition India, and I would also thank ANH for giving me this great opportunity. I thank you all.